Hi everyone, do you love my headpiece? I love it. If you like it, just keep watching while I show you how to make yours. Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make a really simple headpiece. And for this we'll be needing some tabular crinoline. This is sold in the market at I think 13 naira per yard. Some leather embellishment that I made. It's handmade from scratch here, so I'm going to be adding that to my headpiece. Then we'll be needing a headband, an Alice band actually, the slim one, some wire for wire jewelry, glue, super glue, yes, my scissors, of course, and a ruler or a measuring tape. I couldn't find my measuring tape, that's why I decided to use my ruler. So let's get started. All right, so you want to start out by measuring out your tabular crinoline. Here I'm using my ruler, but if you're using a tape roll, just measure out 22 inches of the tabular crinoline. All right, so I measured 11 inches 2 times to give me 22 inches. And after you've gotten your 22 inches, just fold into 2 so that you have 2 pairs of that tabular crinoline. Then you cut. So that's 22 inches for on one side, 22 inches on one side. That's 44 inches in total. I hope you understand. So the next thing you do is take some of that wire that is used for wire jewelry. If you know wire work, then you understand the wire I'm talking about. The wire that you're going to be using is a 0.90 mm wire. That's what the wire looks like. It's thick, so it can fold whichever way you want it to fold. So you know how we measured 44 inches of the tabular crinoline? You're going to measure the same thing on the wire, but also add 2 extra inches. That's going to make it 46 inches of wire that you're going to measure out. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You see the reason why we are measuring an extra 2 inches out. All right, now we have our tabular crinoline and the wire. So the first thing you're going to do is fold the wire into 2 equal parts and cut in the middle. Then I'm going to take one part of the wire and put it inside the tabular crinoline. Just watch what I'm doing. It's really very easy. And if this is your first time of watching any of my videos, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. All right, you can see that I'm just passing the wire through the tabular crinoline. Yeah. All right, so I have passed the wire through and I'm just going to leave out like 1 inch of the wire, and I'm going to hold the wire and the tabular crinoline together and add some UHU gum to it. Alright, so you're going to apply some UHU gum to the tip of the tabular crinoline and on that wire. And with UHU gum, you know you have to wait a little bit for it to dry before you actually glue them together. Now I'm going to add a little bit of super glue because I want the process to be faster. That's the drying process. So just watch what I'm doing. Follow the steps in the video. It's a very, very easy headpiece to make. So now the glue is a little bit dry. I'm just going to use my fingers and just roll it so that the wire and the tabular crinoline will be glued together. Alright, so now I have glued the wire and the tabular crinoline together, as you can see in the video. So now I'm going to cut the tabular crinoline at the end where the wire stops. Just watch what I'm doing in the video. Like I said earlier, it's really very easy. So I'm cutting off now. So that second tabular crinoline is the second part of my headpiece. And like I did with the first end, I'm going to glue the wire and the tabular crinoline together using my UHU gum and a little bit of super glue. Alright, I finished gluing. Now you can see that both ends have been glued together. Yeah, so that's the one part of my headpiece. I'm going to make the other one and then come back and show you guys how I assemble the headpiece together. Alright, now let's assemble the headpiece together. So I have my needle and thread, a big needle with thread on it. Yes, I'm going to be using that leather applique, the embellishment I made by myself, and the tabular crinoline with the wire in it. If you notice, I have some curled tabular crinoline on my work table. All I just did is the same thing, cut a shorter version, put the wire in it, and just coil it on something. In this case, I used my makeup brush to coil it on it. So you see, I just placed it and just curled it round, just like that, to get that curled tabular crinoline, and then you just pull it out. Like I said earlier, very, very easy to make. So you see, yeah, so this is what I'm going to be using to assemble the headpiece together. And I also used a little bit of leather to wrap the mouth of the tip rather the tip of the tabular crinoline, because I don't want all the glue and everything showing. So alright, so the first thing I need to determine is where I want that leather embellishment to be. I always love my fascinators to fall on the left hand side, so the leather embellishment is definitely going to be on the left hand side. Yeah, isn't that a really gorgeous flower? Very beautiful. Yeah, and it's handmade too. So after I determine where I want it to be, I'm going to use super glue to attach it to the Alice band. Just watch what I'm doing in the video. Place a little bit of super glue on the leather and on the Alice band. One thing I've noticed is super glue holds the leather headpiece very, very well. I'm going to attach it with something, as in enforce it with a ribbon, but the first thing I'm going to do is ensure that I attach that leather embellishment to the Alice band, like I'm doing in the video. Yeah, and you just hold it down very well, you know, so that it like really sticks on that Alice band. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my needle and thread and start sewing, like, you know, ensuring that it's really tight. On my Alice band, it is wrapped with a ribbon, so I'm going to be passing my thread through the ribbon and on the Alice band to ensure that I really tighten that leather embellishment on the Alice band. So just follow what I'm doing in the video, and please don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and also turn on your notification bell. Okay, so now I have really tightened that leather embellishment on the Alice band, and it's really firm. So the next thing I'm going to do is to start attaching my tabular crinoline. Now the beauty of this wire and the tabular crinoline is that it makes it flexible enough for you to form whatever shape you want out of it. So I'm going to curve it using that my small gel. Just put it around and just, you know, turn it little, yeah, because I want it to have that perfect kind of C curve. Yeah, you can do whatever you want when you put a wire in your tabular crinoline. That's one of the beauties of this versatile material called crinoline. So just watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to, it's a free form headpiece, meaning you can do it whichever way you want to. The one thing I know, I'm sure of, is when you do this headpiece, you're going to come up with amazing headpieces if you try this. So please try it. Can you see I just curved it to the shape that I want? With this you can make a triangle, a rectangle. You can even actually spell your name, you know, with flexible wire in your tabular crinoline. So the tabular crinoline as a material is a very versatile material. So just, you can shape it whichever way you want. This is how I want mine to be. So I'm going to join the two edges together, tuck them, you know, yeah, join the two edges together, and I'm going to start attaching it to my Alice band. Now I'm going to pass my needle through the crinoline and then also pass it through the Alice band. Yeah, so just watch. Like really lovely. And note that I started putting my crinoline at the back of my leather embellishment, not in front of it, at the back. Just follow the steps in the video and you will be very fine. You're going to make some really awesome headpieces, and don't forget to tag me when you do. I'm on Instagram at Zofa Headwear, and I'm on WhatsApp. You can see my number on your screen. And if you want millinery lessons, reach out to me. We have online classes. Yeah, the headpiece is getting together. So I'm just going to keep tacking, you know, till it's firm. All right, so I have attached the first piece. Now I'm going to attach the coils to the headpiece, and for this step you can do it whichever way you want. You might not even coil yours, you might decide to keep it straight, however you want. That's why it's called the free form headpiece. It comes out looking, you know, how you want it to look, but beautiful and really gorgeous. So I'm just going to keep adding the coils to different parts of the headband. All right, now I'm going to add the second part of the big piece of coiled tabular crinoline. I'm adding it to the bottom part. If you watch, I added the first one to the top, and I'm going to add the second one to the bottom. Here I'm just trying to see how I'm going to put it to make it look beautiful in my eyes. So I'm just testing. So alright, so after testing, I decided to put the second big part to the bottom of the headpiece. So I have one on top and I have one down. And if you note, I attached all the parts from the back of that leather headpiece because I don't want my stitching showing in front, even though I'm going to wrap it up later with a ribbon. So I'm adding everything from the back of the headpiece. Now, one thing I really love about this headpiece is even after you're done, attaching every part, you can decide to stretch out the wire if you want. That's the beauty of that jewelry wire. It's really, really flexible. So you can twerk it and play with it whichever way you want. The bottom line is the headpiece is still going to come out looking great and awesome. Alright, so I'm just ensuring now that everything is tight. So after adding the top part and the bottom piece, I'm just going to keep adding the coils to different parts of the headpiece. Now, after adding every part of your tabular crinoline, you need to ensure that you tighten your sewing very well. As you can see in the video, my stitches are really, really neat. They are not all over the place. I centered them at one spot, and that's in the middle. Now, you can make yours bigger than mine, but I really wanted this to be very portable. That's why it's this small, meaning you can add so much more, different colors, whichever way you like it. I'm just tying it up so that it's really, really firm. Yep, so that's my headpiece. Really gorgeous, isn't it? So now the next thing I'm going to do is wrap it with ribbon, that middle part. You see that ribbon? A lot of people who do events planning, they use that shiny ribbon. So I'm going to cut off the edge. That's the rough edge. I'm cutting it off. Next thing I'm going to do is add UHU gum to my ribbon, just sparsely, little places. I don't need too much. Please, when you're using your UHU gum, don't press with force, because if you do that, the whole thing is just going to come rushing out of the tube. Unlike B6000, this one does not have a really tiny point, so there's no control over how much glue comes out. So as with UHU, you have to wait a little bit for it to dry off, just a little bit. Now I'm going to start wrapping that part where I did my stitching. So just watch. So you just have to keep wrapping that ribbon round the part where you did your stitches. Just keep taking it round. I added just very little UHU gum to this ribbon. Don't add so much. You just need very, very little. You don't need too much. So you just keep taking it round and round. You're wrapping the stitches. Can you see how neat it is in the video? That's how your wrapping should be. It should not be too bulky, so that when you place the headpiece on your head, you don't start feeling some little pain on your head. So just wrap it neatly and let it look as neat as possible. So I'm just trimming off the edges of the part that's protruding. So that's how your wrapping should be. Simple, neat, and you have a really chic headpiece. Yep, beautiful, isn't it? So that, my darlings, is how you make a really beautiful headpiece. Thank you guys for always watching my videos, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on the notification bell. Oh my goodness, is this not lovely? Well, you can tell that I really love my headpiece. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.